Greetings, listeners. It's your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and it's time to push through on this Fighting Friday so you can be restored and sprung forth into your destiny. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice. We are streaming live on Facebook as well, so make sure you guys share this broadcast. So thank you, everybody that's tuned in, listening on the radio. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Make sure that you share this broadcast, okay? Do that right now. And don't forget to follow us on all social media at Bey Radio Show. So again, this is the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice. And I am Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, your Destiny Pusher. And it is Fighting Friday. So it is time, guys, for you to be restored so God can push you forward into your destiny. So guys, please make sure you put in the comments, let me know where you're tuned in from, okay? If you tuned in from Brooklyn, New York, Germany, wherever you're at, just thank you guys so much again for tuning in. So listen, I have a really amazing guest. Everybody in Richmond knows her, right? But the whole globe about to know her. I have Dr. Shantell Chambliss with us. So let me tell you guys, y'all already know who she is in Richmond, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read her bio so that way everybody else know who she is, okay? So you can put some respect on her name. So yeah, so she is an award-winning nonprofit leader and strategist. She helps nonprofit organizations and social entrepreneurs build stronger, sustainable brands. Her mission is to help every leader with a cause become a force behind the movement. So yes, guys, without further ado, I introduce you guys to Dr. Chambliss.
First of all, like, how do I follow up with that intro? That was so dope. Like, okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on.
This is like long overdue. We've been talking about this for a long time.
Yes.
So I'm really thrilled to be here.
Yes. Thank you for coming. So tell everybody a little bit about your organization and what it is that you do.
So again, my name is Dr. Shantell Chambliss. I'm the founder and executive director of Dress for Success Central Virginia, which is an affiliate of the international nonprofit Dress for Success. We are one of 160 affiliates in 32 countries. We serve the women of Central Virginia, primarily Metro, Richmond, Petersburg, Tri-Cities, things like that. What we do, despite our name, Dress for Success, we really are helping women eliminate poverty by achieving economic independence. We are ensuring that women are making livable wages, that they are starting profitable businesses, that they are earning their high school credentials and anything they want to earn beyond that, that they are learning how to manage their money, balance their work and their life. Really, because as you know, women are the nucleus of the family, and they need this support. I did a show earlier today, and the host, asked me, he was like, well, back in 1975, women probably needed things like this, but what do they need now? The same thing, right?
Yeah.
Because nothing's changed in that 50 years almost. Hardly anything has changed for women, especially women of color. So Dress for Success is my effort to give back to the community that raised me, to help the women who look like my mom, a single mother who basically worked her life away to make sure that me and my brother were okay. This is my opportunity to provide a resource to help women recognize their full potential and make the money they deserve.
Yeah, exactly. Because when it comes to the economy and when it comes to the wages of men and women, I think we make maybe about 50 cents, 75 cents compared to every dollar that a man makes.
Black women, it's raised a little bit. Black women make about 66 to 69 cents per dollar for everything of a white man makes, really.
Oh, wow.
For Black men, it's a little bit less. But why is it different at all, right?
Exactly.
I still have not figured this out. I did my master's thesis on this subject, and that was 15 years ago. And the numbers in that thesis have not changed. It's crazy to me. But then you tell a woman, go raise your children, go work, get an education, look good while you doing it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, so who's supporting her?
Exactly.
Who's supporting her to do all of this?
And we supposed to do all that and then still feel sexy for a man?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have this conversation more than I think I should. More than I think I should. I'm like, so you want me to cook, clean, raise this baby, run my business, work out, all this? What? It's not, you know, the gender roles really have not shifted at all. In 50, when this white man asked me this morning, I'm like, it must be nice to live in your reality, right?
Yeah.
My clients don't live there.
Yeah.
You know, our clients are women who are recently incarcerated. They are living in shelter because they have left some type of domestic situation that wasn't pleasant. You know, so these women are living in a space where it's like, oh, I don't have any problems. I'm going to cook and clean and be a housemaker and, you know, go work a job and love it. It doesn't work like that for women, especially women of color, especially for women in metro cities where the wage gap, like, you know, Richmond, people think, especially Northerners, thinking Richmond is kind of small, right? Mm-hmm. Richmond is still a major metropolitan area. It has a population of over 1 million people.
Yeah.
But 50% of those are living below the poverty line.
Yes. And so
it's a wide gap.
Feast in Henrico.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, almost every school in that area, the students receive free lunch, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a huge divide, and, you know, it's that all of that falls typically on the woman.
Yeah. And then when you add in childcare, right? Ooh. That's another factor. Yeah. Because even in East and Henrico, that's why I go to those particular areas, because they're childcare deserts. Mm-hmm. So when you put like all these demands on the women, and then there's a lack of support and affordability with childcare spaces, because listen, guys, there is a huge demand. And after the pandemic, mm-hmm. there were some centers that didn't survive the pandemic. So we have like a waiting list. Like, I'm just like, hello, please, City of Richmond, can you guys please give Heaven Center building? Yes, give us the keys to another building.
And give you the resources to be able to hire competent staff, to be able to feed these babies, because it's crazy. People don't realize what the pandemic did for women who were already struggling. It's really, we've even kind of shifted the focus of Dress for Success over the past 2 years, because we couldn't pivot and go virtual like a lot of nonprofits. It's just like with childcare. The people we serve don't have the privilege of just jumping on Zoom. Yeah. Right?
Because they're the essential workers.
Exactly. They're either still working because they're essential workers. They're your food service workers. They are your janitorial service. They're still working. And a lot of them are living in income-based housing where they are using prepaid phones. Mm-hmm. that don't have unlimited Wi-Fi. Yes. Or they're living in areas where there aren't any towers, so the reception is horrible. Yes. They don't all have the ability to jump onto Zoom and create a beautiful virtual background and say, oh, I'm still going to go to class. And then all their children were home with them.
Yeah. Right. And that was an issue in itself, the children being able to get onto virtual learning because the lack of access to internet services.
Absolutely. And then you have mothers who are now teachers, but the majority of the women we serve barely have a high school diploma, and you now put them in the role of at-home teacher.
Thank you. Right? Yes.
And so it's been interesting over the past 2 years to try to pivot, try to still be accessible to the women that we serve, but their lives have changed so much in the pandemic. Yes. A lot of them are actually working more and earning less. Yeah. Which is crazy, right? A lot of them did lose jobs. A lot of their children haven't returned to school. Everybody's baby ain't back in school. I just wanted to be clear on that, right? It's a lot of children still learning virtually at home, and these parents are trying to support them educationally and financially. It's a burden that a lot of times the community wants to ignore. but women have a huge burden on them. And so that is, through Dress for Success, we're trying to alleviate some of that.
Yes. And isn't it quite interesting that we call essential workers, but they don't get that essential pay?
Don't get that essential pay. I mean,
don't get the essential pay.
I've heard stories of people, women working 24 hours and not getting overtime, not getting double time. Like, what is happening?
Wow.
But because of this great resignation, there's so many people in the workforce, workers are so indispensable, at least numbers wise, that women and workers, period, right, are doing things they wouldn't normally do because they need to hold on to this job.
Yes.
Pre-pandemic, it'd be like, I can't work these hours, I gotta go. You know that story also well. I can't work these hours, I got babies, right? But now you can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see, and it's also interesting to see what the community is doing for these women and what they're not doing for these women.
So first off, can you guys, those of you that are just tuning in, again, we're with Dr. Shantell Chambliss of Dress for Success Virginia, and we're just talking about just the pandemic, the women that she served, and how we just need to do better for our women overall across the board, Black and white, but especially our African American women, because it's known, statistically known, that our Black African American men and women, but we talk about the women here, right? I don't want any men leaving us out, but we are at the lower wage. Like, even when it comes to businesses, Black-owned businesses, Caucasians, Asians, they make up a larger percentage of the workforce when it comes to businesses. We're like less than 10% or something like that.
What's crazy is I was doing some research because Dress for Success has an entrepreneurship academy, and I was writing a grant for it, right? And I was doing some research, and it said that there are 2.7 million Black women entrepreneurs in the United States as of last year, right? But only 3% of them can afford to employ one full-time person. That is a struggling business. That is a business that is not sustainable.
Yeah.
Yes, we are great. Women are great. We do it all. We throw our cape on, whatever. But it's almost impossible to scale a business by yourself.
Yeah,
right?
You can.
So if only 3% of 2.7 million can afford to employ one person, what's wrong? What's happening?
Yeah.
Right? And it's really a lack of resources. We don't get the same money that white men business owners get. We can't walk into a bank and demand a loan, right?
Yes.
We can't just swipe credit cards and get Black cards with unlimited. We just don't receive those same kind of resources. And so it's harder for us to grow and scale our businesses. But we are the dominant brand of entrepreneur.
Yeah.
We're what every article you see, Black women entrepreneurs on the rise. We're doing this, we're doing that. And so through our entrepreneurship academy, we are really drilling in on the education on how to bootstrap your business, on how to find funding, on how to grow your team. We're not churning out more solopreneurs. We want to build entrepreneurs who then become employers, right?
Yes. And pause right there. How many of you guys, put in the comments, know the difference between the different types of business owners, like a solopreneur, entrepreneur, CEO, business owner? Because there's a difference.
Huge difference.
It's a big difference with that. And one of the stigmas I had to push through, even with the childcare facility, a lot of people didn't understand that when it comes to having a business, if you want to have a successful business, it has to be able to operate and churn without you there.
Yes.
Right?
I'm sure.
Guys, listen. If your boss is not there, she's a Black woman, that's a good thing, because that means that she's able to work on the business so that way she could scale the business, and so that way she can employ more people.
Yes.
But some people, the mentality, it's like, if you don't know, but now you guys know, because we told you, so you know better. I need you guys to do better to support African American women that are in business that's trying to scale, because that's how we're able to get in the community, support our community, employ our community, right? And keep the dollars circulating, you know?
Yeah. As I'm sure you've experienced this as a business owner. When you say you own the child care facility, they expect you're the one taking care of their child.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know.
I'm like, what is it? Like, and I say it all the time, right? And I feel like it'd be so unfair, you know, just the stereotypes and the things that they put on me, because I'm like, if you were to walk into a Caucasian-owned child care facility, or you walk into a McDonald's, or say like a Chick-fil-A, or anything like that, you're not going to expect to see the owner. But why is it when it comes to African American business, and then it's like I just don't understand how people don't get that.
It's a trust factor, and I've actually given this talk at foundations or like conferences when I speak to foundation leaders. A lot of people, the community, I would say, have a problem trusting Black women. But I'm like, since pre-slavery, right? Before y'all even brought us here,
yes,
we were the leaders. So where in our history did it become that you all don't trust us with responsibility or with money? Yeah. And if you don't see me working for your dollar, you don't want to pay me. I have the same problem in my consulting business. When I tell a client, this other coach is going to do this for you, or my admin is going to do this for you. It's like, well, I thought you were doing it. Well, I want to call you. I want to email you. And I've seen people get like nasty if my admin responds to an email. Well, I emailed Dr. Chambliss. She's working. Like, she is out doing something else.
I work for her.
Yeah, like, this is my job. My job is to respond to this email. But I realize it's because when they pay for the service, they want to see me doing the work. They want to see me doing the labor. And that is just another stigma that Black women have to overcome, right? Is that when someone pays us, they want to see us doing the labor. But when
realizing that you did the labor behind the scenes, you built that business. Because boy, I tell you, before I had a staff, God had me cooking. He had me driving. He had me doing lesson plans. He had me doing all that stuff in a 1-bedroom apartment. So it's like I scaled that business and I built it. Policies, procedures, and all that. And then I look at people sometimes and I'm like, okay, so how do you think my people get paid? How do you think my people are able to get resources and support now in the pandemic? How do you think my people are able to get, bonuses and stuff? Because I was able to work on the business and build those relationships and get support, because it is support out there. And I'm not sure, well, we know why, right? We know why. It took the pandemic for people to really look and say, oh my God, these childcare needs help. Black businesses need help, right? So now we have support, but it's like we need more support, when it comes to our businesses.
We do. We need more support, and we need to demand respect, right?
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point now when they go, well, I paid you. Well, you paid Ronald McDonald, but he ain't back there flipping them fries. So what we're going to do is you can stay or go, right? Yes. And I've had to get really comfortable with firing clients who don't respect those boundaries. Like, if you cannot just call my phone just because you happen to find my number somewhere.
That accessibility.
Oh my goodness.
That access.
You have to schedule a call, right? You have to schedule a call so I can make time to talk to you. I have a baby. Like, you're not going to be calling me when I'm sitting here watching TV with her. I don't care what we're doing. A lot of people, and unfortunately, Black women to Black women, a lot of us don't just respect those boundaries in those times, right?
Yes.
And so it's really important to me to Dress for Success and the work that we do, that we are like breaking those stigmas. We're teaching our clients when they first start their businesses to establish boundaries with your client. Mm-hmm. Acuity is free. Calendly is all that stuff is free for the first user, right?
Yes.
When someone wants to call you, even if you are doing hair or nails, make them schedule an appointment and not go back and forth on the phone with you.
Yes.
Here's the link.
Yes.
Schedule it and respect the boundaries. It's not about being standoffish, and that's how we come off. When someone inboxes me and goes, I want to talk to you about starting a nonprofit, and I go, and I respond with, here's the link to schedule a call with me, you would be surprised at that's where the conversation ends, because I appear standoffish. No, I've established boundaries. and we don't respect them.
Yes, we have to. And what's the script? And it's the scripture where it talks about a man is worthy of his wage. Listen, I'm like, I'm gonna get that tattooed because I'm tired of people thinking because it's heaven sent and you know, and I'm in ministry that I'm supposed to do things for free. We all are worthy of our wage. And you know, I owe it to God to multiply my gift. Right? You know about the men with the talents. He gave one talent, the 2 talents, and then he came back, the one buried his talent, and he took it, gave it to someone else. Yeah. You know, so we are supposed to be able to multiply. And how are we supposed to, you go to work every day and you expect a check. I don't understand why people expect us as entrepreneurs to work for free. Yes, and I tell y'all, don't do that. Any entrepreneurs, listen, don't do it, because I went through very public, things when it came to that, because I was trying to help people, and then when it was time to pay staff, I was like, oh my God, right?
You're coming up short all the time.
Coming up short, and people don't care about, oh, Miss Cindy, give back, oh, her heart. All they know is I get paid, right? Yeah, so you do
that goes double. Let me say this for any nonprofit entrepreneurs that are out there: you still deserve to make a living for your good works, for your good deeds. Exactly. No nonprofit leader should be broke. No one serving their community, no one who is helping to subsidize or alleviate community issues should be worrying about how they're going to pay their bills.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that. It's that whole adage of you can't pour from an empty cup. But people swear I'm supposed to run a nonprofit that literally serves 22 counties, has served 3,000 women over the past 9 years. Do you think I'm supposed to do that for free?
No,
how?
You can't. It takes money.
I've had people. I had one woman lay me out. This was years ago, maybe my 5th or 6th year in, and my husband had brought me in the truck, and I pulled up to a fundraiser, and it was like, oh, well, we see where all the money's going.
Oh my God, can we stop doing that? Oh my God.
I guess I'm supposed to ride a tricycle because I want to help the community. And so in my consulting practice, before I even started Dress for Success, I was an HR consultant. All of my degrees are in HR except for my PhD, which is in organizational development. But I was an HR person, and I had an HR consulting firm for many years, and it's actually what led me to Dress for Success. I just wanted to use those skills to help women with their resumes, because I thought that's all that Dress for Success did. But when I found out they did so much more, and that they didn't have a presence in Richmond, me and Dress for Success Worldwide came to the conclusion that I would bring the presence here. And I'm just like, okay, I'm in this sector now, but I'm leaving. I'm working in a 6-figure sector. I have a 6-figure corporate job, and now I'm here and nobody wants to pay me, and it's culture shock. And then I noticed that it was just it was really the norm in the nonprofit sector. People were really okay with doing all of this grunt work and not being paid what they were worth. So then when I pivoted my consulting business, because there were not many consultants that looked like me. Every time I sought help from my nonprofit, it was always old white men. Shout out to the old white men. They taught me a lot, right? Yes. But I wanted some people that looked like me and could understand me. And so I did a lot of learning. I earned my PhD, and then I pivoted my consulting practice into nonprofit management. And that is literally the foundation of almost every service that I offer my client. It's okay, you want to do good work. You want to serve your community. Now, how are we going to make that profitable?
Yes.
Right? Because nonprofits can be profitable. We just call it something else. We just call it something different. People always down the Salvation Army and the Red Cross because they see all those dollars. And it's people are still hurting because it takes loads of money, much more money than the Salvation Army has to alleviate homelessness. The Salvation Army ain't got it. But what they do,
it's biblical. It says that there's always going to be poverty. There's always going to be homeless people. I love how Elon Musk, he put that narrative to bed where they were talking about his salary can change the world.
When they were talking about when he bought Twitter. Yeah. When somebody did the math, it was I was beaming with pride. Okay, somebody was he bought Twitter for $44 million. He could solve hunger, right? Somebody was like, literally, with that $44 million, he could give every American $44. Yep, hunger is over. Nobody's ever gonna be hungry again with that $44. So it's like you give $1 to a nonprofit and you think that whole dollar goes to the end person. I have to go buy food. I have to put gas in the car. I have to have a refrigerator to store the food. I have to have a building that the refrigerator is in. I have to have someone here to answer the phone and open the door so that when someone needs this service, they have someone to connect with.
Yeah, just like a business.
Yeah, if every dollar went straight to the end user, it would not work. It wouldn't work. Nothing would change. And so it's like, and it's very similar in childcare, right? Childcare is not a nonprofit, but it's the same. People go, oh, why do I pay all this? Your children the overhead is crazy. Do you want someone watching your child that makes minimum wage?
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, do you want your child eating like bologna for 2 meals a day while they're at daycare? You don't want that. So
exactly. It costs, it costs for everything: insurance, food, electricity, water,
gas,
workers' comp, worker liability. They talk about gas. For my SUV, I filled up the other day and it was $160 to fill up my SUV. So imagine filling up a bus. Imagine filling up a van. Like, people don't see the back end, right? And you're correct. Like, nobody wants to, people don't understand. Like, you talk about teachers. I love teachers, but we need to give some more credit and some honor to childcare providers because we don't only teach, we actually have to provide for the children and nurturing, changing diapers, making sure they fed. See, in the school, you focus on the learning while you still offer the other services. It's like, it's a little bit more balanced because you have counselors you can send the kids to. At a childcare facility, the teacher is the counselor. In the school, you can send the children off to the cafeteria and you have your break. In a childcare facility, we the lunch lady too, right? We the lunch lady. In the school, the kids not feeling good, you can send them to the nurse. In the childcare facility, we're the nurse, right? So I don't think people like understand that, Wow. So listen, we could sit here and we could talk and go all day, right? But please tell them about your program and how they can get involved, because I actually participated in the program before. So shout out to Shia Cox. Hey, girl. Yep. She was part of the program.
She was part of the Women's Entrepreneurship Academy. That is our newest program, and our next cohort is starting this summer. So we're gonna be begging you to be a mentor again.
Yes. We got you.
The Women's Entrepreneurship Academy is a signature program. You will only find it at Dress for Success Central Virginia. I created this program a few years ago, really to help our recently incarcerated clients. It was because no matter how many clothes we gave them, no matter how many career coaches we paired them with, no matter how great their resume looked, they still had that looming over them, and it limits their earning potential. So we were like, okay, how can we help these women break that? Entrepreneurship. Anybody, you want to make some more money? Start a business, right?
Yes.
That's how we do this. And so the Women's Entrepreneurship Academy is a 12-week program. Our women go through the Kaufman entrepreneurship curriculum, which is a tried and true that's been tested for like years. They go through the Kaufman curriculum. They have a business mentor, similar to how Cynthia was a mentor in 2019. And then they work to create a business plan, marketing plan, and final presentation for their new business. They then present that to the community, and they are awarded grants to help start their businesses. In our last cohort, we had 3 young women win grants, started a tax service. We talking like mini H&R Block, right? This is a Black woman who is now competing with H&R Block because of the resources she received from us. We also had another young lady start a travel business and a salon.
Oh yeah.
Right? So they are literally, these are women who all were living below the poverty line before they entered this program, who are now creating their own economy, making their own money, and moving forward with their dreams and their goals. So our website is Central Virginia www.dressforsuccess.org. The application for the Women's Entrepreneurship Academy will be up in July, with the cohort starting late July, mid-August. It'll run for 12 weeks. And then by 2023, we're going to have at least 5 new businesses from that cohort, and I'm claiming it.
Yes, claim it. She got them receipts, guys. She don't play. I told you guys, she don't come to play when it comes to the business. Yes, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. And yes, just hit me up. Mrs. Williams-Bey is there to be a mentor again.
See, I got it recorded now.
Yes.
But last time when we said you were going to be a mentor, they were like fighting over who was going to get you. I was like, listen.
Yeah, so that means I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right. Yes.
They were like fighting over who was going to get you when I announced who the mentors were. So be prepared. You might have to this time. Yes,
hey, I'm here for it. And I have more time now because I'm running a business now. Not in the business. Yes, and on that note, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice. And live on Facebook. And again, this is Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, your Destiny Pusher. And I will catch you guys next week for Fighting Fridays, because it is time for you guys to continue to press forward so God can restore you and push you forward into your destiny. Your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and you are listening to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on Rejoice 101.3.
Guest or a partner, or to have your music played on the Williams-Bey Radio Show, email Cindy at bayradioshow.com. To stay up to date with the Williams-Bey Radio Show, or to catch a replay, visit www.bayradioshow.com. And don't forget to follow the Williams-Bey Radio Show on all social media platforms at Bey Radio Show. If you would like to sow into the Williams-Bey Radio Show, you can Cash App us at $ Williams-Bey Radio Show.
Let's go.
Hello, Rejoice listeners. This is Cynthia Williams-Bey of the Williams-Bey Radio Show. Be sure to tune in with me every Friday at 12 noon here on Rejoice 101.3, because it's Fighting Fridays and it's time for you to push through so God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like me. There's no one like me. There's no one like me. There's no one like me.
I got a friend. That you know. He serves Serena, Venus, even served Bruno Mars, Wrigley. Bars and sound bites you can handle. Note this, I'm tenor by tone, but my Ric Flair is soprano. Had to cut a ham near my pocket like Randall, but the Pearson adopted me, therefore I am Randall. I wasn't born here, I was born again here. I went from Gentile to a gentleman cause of my friend. You know, I got a friend. His name is Jesus. There's no one like like, there's no one like, there's no one like you say. I got a friend, his name is Jesus. I got a friend, his name is Jesus. There's no one like, 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 there's no one like you say. I got a friend who knows all my griefs and my sins. I was guilty in a sense. That's what he bathed me in, like Chanel when he was nailed to that lowercase t like a plus sign. Do the math, simple addition. The sun is the sum, in him there is no division. Make sure in all you're getting, you get nutrition. And when you're talking about my friends, say delicious.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like, 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 there's no one like you say.
I got a friend. His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like him. There's no one like him. Yeah. There's no one like him. There's no one like him. I got a friend who knows every trial, every temptation. Knows that you get weak, know that you're heavy laden. But in his arms you'll be safe like you beat the throw. He went to bat for you so you were coming home. Even if you ran the base or you stole. Even if the fat lady singing she ain't close. No, you still got time, I suppose. If you don't think that I'm keeping it real, look at my nose.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like him. There's no one like him.
You say
There's no one like him. There's no one like him.
I got a friend.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend.
I got a friend.
His name is Jesus.
There's no one like, 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 not at all.
Friend. His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like him. 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 Someone may be wondering how you can smile with everything that's going on in your life. This is what you tell them. Listen. This joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. And if the world can't take it away, because Jesus is that joy. Jesus is that joy. Oh, let's sing it again. This joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. No, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, this joy that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. And if the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Yeah. Remember that Jesus is that joy. 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 He is my 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 joy. When I was all alone, He is my joy. The joy of my life. He is my joy. He is my joy. Listen, I feel it in my hands, feel it in my hands. I feel it in my hands, feel it in my hands. I feel it in my feet, feel it in my feet. Feel Feel it in my feet, feel it in my feet, yeah.
Feel them in my hands, feel them in my hands. I feel them in my hands, feel them in my hands.
I feel it in my feet, my feet, my feet. I feel it in my head.
Feel them in my hands, feel them in my hands.
When I clap,
feel them in my hands, feel them in my hands.
I dance with my feet. This joy goes down my feet, goes down my feet. This is amazing joy. This is wonderful joy. This is the part for you to dance, for you to clap your hands. And while you're clapping, joy is coming back to you. Your faith is being restored. Strength, peace of mind. It's yours in His joy. Yeah, this joy that I have,
This joy that I have,
the world didn't give it to me.
the world didn't give it to me.
And if the world didn't give it, the world can take it away.
Hello, Rejoice listeners. This is Cynthia Williams-Bey of the Williams-Bey Radio Show. Be sure to tune in with me every Friday at 12 noon here on Rejoice 101.3 because it's Frightened Fridays and it's time for you to push through so God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny.
To be a guest or a partner, or to have your music played on the Williams-Bey Radio Show, email Cindy@bayradioshow.com. To stay up to date with the Williams-Bey Radio Show, or to catch a replay, visit www.bayradioshow.com. And don't forget to follow the Williams-Bey Radio Show on all social media platforms at Bay Radio Show. If you would like to sow into the Williams-Bey Radio Show, you can cash app us at $Williams-Bey Radio Show.
God made me in His image. I'm from His lineage. In the womb before I knew who I was. That's the reason why I sing. It's not about the bling bling. It's not about the gospel music scene. It's in my fingerprint and God has made it evident that who I used to be, the old me, has got a new identity.
Now I see what God sees in me. Yeah. Can't you see what
look that I have. I love this feeling that I'm in, and I'm not gonna care who gonna like it, who not gonna like it. At the end of the day, I like who I am.
Don't it look good on me? Don't it look good on me?
Let's go.
Hello, Rejoice listeners. This is Cynthia Williams-Bey of the Williams-Bey Radio Show. Be sure to tune in with me every Friday at 12 noon here on Rejoice 101.3, because it's Fighting Fridays and it's time for you to push through so God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny. Thank you for tuning in to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on Rejoice 101.3. To be a guest or to become a partner of our show, please be sure to email me at cindy@bayradioshow.com. To stay up to date with us and to catch the replay, visit us at www.bayradioshow.com. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Bey Radio Show. And again, this is your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and I need you to meet me back next Friday at the same time so that God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny.